Make a move, make it better. Yeah.
Forget the rest.
Are y'all feeling better?
You're rocking with the best radio station on the planet. SDM Live Unplugged.
Yeah, this is the Fourth Letter Radio with Rhythma de Trois. We're here in Detroit. Might as well be little baby Detroit here in Southfield, Michigan. We have the lovely Alicia George with us today. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, I love it.
You're
Maturity. Yes. You've been around for a while, Miss Alicia George. We welcome you. We love you here in the building. It's a lot that we want to talk about today,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Where should we start? We have so much to catch up on since 2020, since 2019, the whole shutdown, the whole stopping us in our tracks, but we've been working behind the scenes, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
we have.
Tell us a little bit about where you started. We're going to give you a few minutes just to talk about where we all started. I know you have the Cottage House, Detroit. Is that right?
Java House.
The Java House, Artist Village,
Mm-hmm.
and now the Obama Building.
Well,
I
why
love
not?
it.
Yeah.
I love it. How many years has this been going on over there? Lasher and Grand River. I mean, it's almost about maybe 2 or 3 blocks of development,
Mhm.
commitment. You all stomping the grounds in the trenches. When did you all start?
So we started back in 2003. We founded at the Artist Village with John George, who is the director of Detroit Blightbusters.
Yes,
Chaz
Blightbusters.
Miller, resident artist. We all came together and kind of merged our visions and our dreams. John with the revitalization, the development, fix it up, clean it up. Chaz came in with the life-size murals and the beautification after the cleanup. And then my part was to come in with the heart and soul and own a neighborhood coffee shop where everybody can come and meet poetry, business meetings, get online, read a book, get a cup of coffee, a good slice of cake, and just know what's going on in your community. That's the Java House. It is where the world meets. And so people came from all walks of life. I like to say that we had everyone from our neighbors, Ned the wino on the corner, to President Obama's interns. We've had a little bit of everybody, and that's because we wanted the people to feel welcome. Didn't matter if you were young, old, black, white, rich, poor, one eye, one leg. You were always welcome. And so that's what it's become, a neighborhood hub.
I love it. I remember working as an AmeriCorps Vista over in Dearborn. And we were challenged with cleaning up an area. We came right in, and it was Blightbusters. And that was my first encounter with community drive. In that manner, you're getting all these people to come into an area, a blighted area, and they don't live there. They're cleaning up, they're cutting trees. And I know this was championed by John George, and I just became a fan then. I started to see the development.
Right.
Then here comes Alicia George. And let me just tell you what we say. That's the ladies are like, that's our sexy chocolate mature lady out of the circle, out of the sister cipher. We love it because you just bring so much. It's really boss living. It's not about I'm gonna get my man to, we're gonna wear matching pajamas. No, we're gonna buy the block. And that's boss living. And I just love that you stuck it out. You're still here.
Yes.
You invested in your community.
I have invested everything. With every fiber of my soul, because when you have a calling on your life, it drives you. It's not a job, it's your purpose. And so going to the village, being a part of that community every day is like my first experience, my first day of work, as you would say. You're excited, you want to learn, can't wait to meet people. And so we knew early on that the power was ownership. You know, there's a lot of times that people will invest and be ahead of the curve, be ahead of everyone. And then you're working and you're investing and you're spending your money and your time. And then when other people come in to develop, somehow you get squeezed out. And so we knew early on that we had to set the foundation with ownership. And so that was always the goal and the mission. And then we just had friends and people in the community. Kind of, we look back and we was like, it's a whole city behind us. And so that encouraged us to keep going.
Well, I was working at Access, and Access is we have the largest Arab population in the country. I know that your husband is from Lebanon as well.
Yes.
But what I loved about John Jordan, what you all had going on over there, was it was never gentrification where you have somebody coming in and they're moving the people out. Like, you literally incorporate the people who are already there. Like growing around a tree, I'm here. And so you built around that tree and let it grow.
That's right.
Right in the middle of your establishment. That would be Chaz. That would be all the other brothers that are just still there right on that block. And then what you did was you expanded and you grew right there in the spot. And so I wanted to bring you on the show as a real model for us as entrepreneurs, as business women, to understand, even working with John George and him being almost for us, for the community, because he and you not being intimidated by his ability to be there for the community. Instead, you're like, you know what? Tell us about the Motor City Java House. You said, I'm going to have my own business.
Absolutely.
And to have a coffee house when coffee houses were just beginning to flourish and to come up. And I said, Detroit has a coffee house. So tell us a little bit about the Motor City Java House.
Yes. It was a dream to own my own coffee shop. I did my homework, did my research, did my demographic studies, went to almost any and every coffee shop in and around Michigan, from Detroit to Ann Arbor. And God had blessed the vision of the coffee shop that you see right now. The walls, the colors, the granite, the open atmosphere, the seating area, the couches.
The big cups you give when I love to go there, and then they put the little swirl on there.
Yes, latte with a dollop of foam. Yes. And
I love the experience.
It's an experience. Having that dream and God giving that vision to me, I began to work. It took 10 years. It took 10 years. I had the dream in 2000. I didn't open until October 2010 on Detroit's infamous Angels Night evening. So I thought that was befitting, right? And it cost $250,000, 10 years, and I didn't have not one loan. That's what you call people power. That's what you call the community. My friends, my family, the artists, the sponsors, the funders, the grants. We all helped to build it.
Absolutely.
And so when I opened, to see other children coming in saying, wow, you own a coffee shop? You own this, Miss Alicia? I could just see their gears spinning because I was an example of you can own your own business, that you don't need to rely on the financial institutions to get it done. And I remember going in trying to get a loan, and they said, well, where's your assets? wait, Grand River and Lasher, that's one of the hardest hits area in the city.
Let me
We
just
can't
point
do
something
it.
out though. You said Angels Night, right?
Yeah.
But you and John George and Blight Busters and Artist Village, your commitment to making sure that Angels Night
Yes.
is covered
Yes.
with, I mean, you all made sure every single year
Yes.
there's patrol.
Oh, yes.
There is a night for the children and a place for them to
Yes.
come.
Yep.
I think that you may have gotten rid of the fires because we used to
Absolutely.
have fires, and I
Yes.
want to thank you
Yes.
actually for your work because we were notorious and famous for having fires
Infamous.
on Angel Nights, but your commitment
Yes.
to it,
Yes.
to getting rid of that
Yeah.
that whole occurrence, and I think that you are.
Well, John coined the phrase.
Mhm.
And so what we did was just enhance it so that people can have somewhere to go and celebrate that night. It used to be called something else. I'm not going to give him no credit, but it was called the opposite of an angel.
Right.
You tell a little kid that name
Mm.
during that time, they ain't
Wow.
coming out to cut your grass. They're going to commit the negative energy. And so if you flip it, you'll see now 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds don't even know that other name. All they know is Angels Night and how to celebrate.
And you did that.
John did that. We did that.
You
The
did.
community did
Thank
that.
you.
And the city embraced it.
And a lot of people didn't know that.
Yes, indeed.
They know that the fires have stopped.
The fires are down for 50 to 65 fires.
Amazing.
Over a weekend in October is a normal fire run because of people trying to warm up, space heaters, opening up the oven, candles and stuff like that, but not the notorious arson. No more. We're done with that.
Tell us about this new position that you have with the state of Michigan. I'm so excited about it.
So fast forward 20 years after serving this district in Detroit, Old Radford area, I now am the Director of Constituents for newly elected State Rep Stephanie Young, District 8.
Yes, I love it.
You never know
And
where you're
we're
going to go.
constituents, so people know
The people are the
residents
constituents. The
Absolutely.
people are the constituents. Yes,
That's beautiful.
indeed.
And just tell us quickly, briefly, as we come to a close, and we just love having you here, sharing all of this information.
Yes.
What are some of your goals in this new position?
Some of the goals is to get people back to becoming whole.
Yes.
Is to get over this major pandemic that we have been on. It has affected us from A to Z, our mental state, our financial state. And so first thing is to get people right with their monies. If they're owed any monies from unemployment, we are able to assist with that. We are able to be an advocate for them. You will not be left alone anymore. We are working with our state rep is on the financial committee. She's on the COVID committee. It is our goal to just start educating people on what it is that's going on a state level so that they can have a choice to vote, to know what's going on, and to oppose it if they don't like it. So financial payday institutions, we got to educate our people. I understand you may not want to get a bank account, but to get a money order, cashier's check every month for every bill that you have, it can be a lot simpler. You could just have an account that's just for your bills. And that's what you do. But the payday loans is just too much for our community.
Yes.
Making sure people lights and gas and water is on. We're talking about making people whole with their basic necessities.
That's beautiful. And you know what? I think they got the right person for the job.
Thank you. Thank you,
I really
Queen.
do. And I can vouch for it.
Thank you, Queen.
We want to thank you for coming with us today. Fourth Letter Radio. We've got plenty more to come because we have some things right in the pipeline. Java House is opening up soon, as well as Artist Village.
Yes.
You also have your sidewalk.
Yes,
Great,
yes.
wonderful.
Artist Village is the destination. It's the venue to host the Sidewalk Festival. Founder is Ryan Johnson. It's a black loan, brings over 5,000 people. So as you know, we got to tiptoe back into that world.
Yes.
But it has been a beautiful experience for 7 years. It's just a way to bring the art to the street level, to the babies and the children and the people that may not want to go and visit your traditional art institutions that sometimes looks a little intimidating. So we bring the art, the color, and the fun right to the streets.
I know you do. That's Artist Village, and we love it, and we love you.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming on the show. This is the Fourth Letter Radio with Rhythm Day Twi. We're coming back with more right here, SDM Live Radio. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.
The Fourth Letter Radio, www.sdmlive.com. So we're here. We got Nanette Lachey. Also, we have our photographer in the house. He's just chilling over there. Just got back from Miami. Film D Sharp. D Sharp, yes. So we're going to get started with our show for today. We got Net. We call it Net, right? What's up, girl?
Hey.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good. So happy to have you.
Yes.
Some real voices here, Nanette Lachey.
Yes.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about what we call an Arizona, Arkansas
California.
California
Arizona.
transplant. Coming here in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult it has been
Mm-hmm.
to integrate into the Detroit world,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a little bit about Detroit music, the music scene, the poetry scene. We do R&B. You said that you're a world artist. I totally understand because there really is no genre to really pinpoint where you are. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a real quick thump break. I want y'all to hear the Cosmos.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
And what is that stench? Oh, that's my cologne. Can't buy for men. I don't know what that is. Forewarning, gentlemen, you better watch your mouths and your behinds. See, I'm looking for the ecstasy. I'm looking for the pot. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for those shrooms. Yeah, we looking for that shit.
Bust open the lead, get the good slide out. Open up the tree, me about to break down. We rolling up the weed, it makes us first I like the trees, then I take off. So let's see how high we fly into the cosmos. It's you and I, how high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high, how high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high we can go into the cosmos. How high? Me just want another one. Me feel so high. Me can feel the medicine. Better me mine. Turn me to a level. Make me feel so divine. Me just on my level. So don't kill me vibe. Roll it up. Light it up. How high can they take us? I'm past the sky. Stars in my blunt. How high can it take us? How high, how high? Bust open the lead, get the good slide out. Open up the tree, me about to break down. Me rolling up the weed, it makes us first I like the trees, then I take off. So let's see how high we fly into the cosmos. It's you and I, how high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high, how high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high we can go into the cosmos. How high? I told him he can travel with me. It's another ecstasy. We can roll up this street. and make it to the galaxy. So let's see how high we can fly into the cosmos. It's you and I. Let's see how high we go. Let's see. Bust open the lead, let the good slide out. Open up the tree, me about to break down. Me rolling up the weed, it makes us soft. First I like the trees, then I take off. So let's see how high we fly into the cosmos. It's you and I. How high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high, how high can we go? Let's see how high, how high, how high we can go into the cosmos. How high?
Welcome back. It's the Fourth Letter Radio. This is Rhythm Day Trois, straight from 7 Mile. We dibble and dabble in Southfield a little bit. We'll be in a couple of other cities, but we do represent Detroit from the heart. First thing I want to do is pay some bills real quick. We do have one of our sponsors, Braxton Stewart. So lovely, this young lady. She has these beautiful lashes. Doesn't
Oh,
she,
yes.
Yeah, look at that.
I said
Beautiful.
quality.
Is that something that you would like?
That was the first thing I saw was quality.
Is that quality?
This is quality.
Do you like that box?
Honey, love the
like
box,
that?
the lash,
Yes.
the everything.
It's called the Maria J Collection. And that's Braxton Stewart. You can find her on Facebook, Braxton Stewart. And
She
also
related
her
to Martha.
information is right there on the screen. One of our sponsors. We love it.
No relation to Martha Stewart, right? No relation to
No.
Martha Stewart. Okay.
No relation to Martha Stewart.
Just check.
So we have a great rest of our show. We have Net. She is a California transplant. And we're going to talk a little bit about the music industry here in Detroit. We do have some difficulty getting there, getting out, navigating through the haters over, I've been in the industry since the beginning of hip hop.
Okay.
I do represent the originals of hip hop. Back at the Rhythm Kitchen, 1515 Broadway. Also, of course, Poire Me Cafe, where we started poetry. Now, to this day, we've got all our hip hop heads. We've got our R&B, but a lot of the people who have made it have done it silently. We don't really know a lot about how they go from A to Z. Because, Detroit, sometimes you'll rap to rappers, sing to singers, and do poetry to poets. And it can get really frustrating because your audience members won't be people that can't do what you do. So, while you're performing, the people are like thumping in their head, Instead of listening and appreciating what you got, they're getting ready to get on the mic and burn that mic up. So tell us a little bit about how you started in music. I connected with you because of your sound. And I feel the earth in you. I feel the soul in you, and I really like it. You're not just a singer, and you're not just a cover singer, but you do have the opportunity for people to hear your soul. So tell us a little bit how you got started.
So thank you. I love that intro. That was amazing. I got started just like most people through my family. My mother was an operatic tenor. And so, God rest her soul, she sang like a woman that sang operatic tenor, like you would never have heard this sound before. It's a different kind of tenor sound, but it is strictly to her, just how all artists have their own sound. My mother had this sound that was just like no other. So she taught me, and then I wouldn't say I taught my children. I think all of my children just kind of got it honestly. So, but back to where it came from her. And then I just got on stage when I was 7. And then I started actually really performing at 17. So it's just been years and years and different states of entertaining the people, doing the kind of music that moves mountains and shifts atmospheres.
That's beautiful. By the way, that song that you just heard, The Cosmos, happens to be my daughter, Breon Banks, and
Yes.
Pierre Anthony with The Cosmos.
Oh,
So
that was Pierre.
I wouldn't say, yeah, he was the producer on that. I wouldn't say that I taught my daughter how to rap, but just as with you, it becomes a part of the ambiance
Absolutely.
of an environment of your life at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
And there's
love
no
that.
way to get around it. If you grow up in a home of musically talented entertainers, whatever, there's no way to not be affected by it in some way, you know? So that's why it's like they got it honest, I got it honest, and I live it, I breathe it. So I turned it into, and instead of just singing or just, you know, making noise with my mouth, I turned it into an actual business to where I'm able to sing at events and funerals and weddings and bar mitzvahs and birthday parties, and every event that you can think of is what I currently do now. It's a lot of fun.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Now you're working on original music.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And we're waiting on that album.
Yes, that is.
And what is the time frame for that?
Before the end of this year, the album will be out, and the EP and the single. So it's been a lot of work that's going into this. So that's why everything's coming out before the end of this year, because I've been working for years.
Let me just say that I've been in the industry, the local industry, since the beginning. It's really hard to be embraced by new people. They're like, where did you come from? Okay, I was in Africa for 10 years. I went to Georgia for 4 years. I'm not going to stick around. You know, I'm able to move. Everybody isn't able to move. You've moved a lot. So I wanted you to tell us a little bit about, you know, how you're moving around, how flexible you've been. But what I want to say is you embrace me when I come to the ciphers. You like, girl, here's the mic.
Yes.
You know, you don't play around with who is that? Why does she think she can step to the mic? You know, people have these tendencies to not be very welcoming, but your heart is solid.
I love love.
And that's why I asked you to come onto the show, because the reason why you're going to go far, you're not intimidated by strong, beautiful, powerful, talented women. Absolutely. That's why you're going to go far.
That's the truth. Birds of a feather flock together, honey. Okay. So I can't help but to rub shoulders with the magic making people of the city. You understand what I'm saying?
What makes you like that, though?
I think it's from my mom, honestly. I mean, my father is the same in my aspect. He, you know, when it comes to making a child, you get both parts. You get from the father and the mother, and that makes the child. But I would say, because I was raised mostly with my mom, that I just give a natural energy, and I don't care about how I'm received, but I should be, because as artists, you know, we want to be careful with what we let people see. However, I want people to understand that freedom is the way of life, happiness, and it's a choice. Okay, so you got to choose to be happy, and then you got to choose to be free with who you are and your expressions and the way you relate to people. It has to be genuine. And if it's not genuine, people can feel that, you know, so you might as well just be you. Period.
Okay, so where are we going to be at in 6 months, in a year? What is life going to look like for you? If we do everything right, where are we? Are we on the plane driving? We're driving around. We're flying around.
Yeah, that is an exciting idea. I mean, we're supposed to actually look at the future like that and like, okay, in the next 4 or 5 months, I'm going to be here. I usually don't do that because I'm living in the moment like most people. However, I know that the work that I'm putting in now is definitely putting me in place for where I want to be, which is where the people of the world can actually hear the music. The people of the world all over can request the band or request me. I can be more flexible as far as going out of the country, things of that nature. I already travel state to state for performances, but I've never traveled out of the country. So that is coming soon.
Oh
And
yeah, we can
more
take
and
you
more.
to Akon's New City in Senegal. I got a home there. We'll take you to West Africa, and you got like 40
Yes.
million people
I'm
that'll
ready.
hit your like button, boo. Okay,
I'm ready. Yay.
you ready for that?
I love it.
So,
I'm
what
excited.
music is inspiring you right now to actually to create? Because as you know, with SDM Live and other networks, we can only play original music. So you're gonna have your music that's inspiring you, and then you're gonna have the music that came from your soul.
Yes. So I would say I'm mostly inspired by the greats, and that is mostly Whitney, Anita, Lauren, Jill, Prince, the greats. And then after I get off of them, as far as like to get inspired, if I want to change lanes, I'll go right to Jasmine Sullivan, and Anaya Lil Meese. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but she's just, I don't know. She's amazing, Anaya Lil Meese. But I just, like I said, greats first. I start with the greats when it comes to inspiration if I want to find. But I don't know. I want to try to change the way artists look at music, because right now, in my opinion, artists are looking at music to sound like someone else. And it's like I understand, like, because that person has a sound, so they've got a following and they've got people that want to hear that sound. But I feel like everybody has a sound that somebody wants to hear, in my opinion, and we should all be original in that aspect. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to be the next Fuego or who or 21 Sap. I don't know names that much because I don't listen. But you know how it is. Everybody wants to sound like somebody else.
Yeah.
And I want to just push originality and like being yourself as much as possible, because it is being received, whether people want to accept it or say it's not. It is being received. Being you is the best move you can make.
It is. And being you allows you to down.
Shut
right?
it down. Shut it
What
down.
I found is, of course, ownership of anything gives you power. It gives you power to walk away. It gives you power to plan. It gives you power to look deeply, because you're not waiting on anyone to what? You don't have to spray the act right, spray. You don't have to wait on anything in ownership. But it does allow you to shut down.
Shut it
so
down.
we're gonna let y'all hear an original from K. Jabron. He wrote this music. I push my children to write original music. And so we're gonna get into that real quick and let y'all hear some original music and how to shut down.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
These niggas be clowns. These niggas be, these bitches be niggas be clowns. Niggas ain't talking about money, I don't understand. I know how they sound it. I don't comprehend how you make all this money when something for nothing they clowns. Bitches be hating, they ain't no debate, and they know I be shutting shit down. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas be clowns. These niggas is clowns. They know I be shutting shit down. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. Clown that shit don't get a nigga rich. Nah. Stay focused on your grind, nigga. Trust a broke bitch. Nah. Try to set me up, I ain't trust a bitch since. Nah. Yeah, my team gotta eat, yeah, my team gotta eat. Nigga, you gotta spend, nigga, you gotta spend. These bitches is petty, they making me smile. Since these bitches is playing, these bitches my child. I don't wanna climb with you hoes. I don't wanna climb with you hoes. I want a white beans that's white like the stove. I want a white beans that's white like the stove. These bitches just shocking me all of my trends. These bitches is shocking me all of my trends. These bitches, these hoes ain't my friends. These bitches, these hoes ain't my friends. I want the cash, I want the dividend. I want the cash, I want the dividend. I don't give a fuck, bitch, I want freaking. I don't give a fuck, bitch, I want freaking. Clowns, these clowns, clowns. These bitches is clowns, these niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns, these niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. They know I be shutting shit down. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. Niggas be clowns. Niggas ain't talking about money, I don't understand. I know how they sound it. I don't comprehend how you make all this money when something for nothing they clowns. Bitches be hating, they ain't no debating, they know I be shutting shit down. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. Niggas ain't talking about money, I don't understand. I know how they sound. I don't comprehend how you make all this money when something for nothing they clowns. Bitches be hating, they ain't no debating, they know I be shutting shit down. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These bitches is clowns. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. They know I be shutting shit down. These niggas is clowns. These niggas is clowns. They be clowns. These bitches know they be clowning. Swagger checking and shit. Hating assholes. With your subliminals. Clowns.
I'm getting it lit, bitch, and if you ain't with this, then leave through the back door. I'm counting this money, it's so many hundreds, I hit up the drive house. I'm winning, and if you ain't winning, then you gon' be left out. My swag on 100, these bitches, they love it, I'm shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shit down. When you did your dance like that, you gon' make me have to spend a couple bands like that. Touching on my pants like that, you gon' make me have to meet you in the back right quick. Oh, when you did your dance like that, you gon' make me have to spend a couple bands like that. Touching on my pants like that, you gon' make me have to meet you in the back right quick. Come on. I'm getting it lit, bitch, and if you ain't with this, then leave through the back door. I'm counting this money, it's so many hundreds, I hit up the drive house. I'm winning, and if you ain't winning, then you gon' be left out. My swag on 100, these bitches, they love it, I'm shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down. Shutting this shit down.
So yeah, we only do original music on sdmlive.com, the Fourth Letter Radio. This is Rhythm Day Trois, straight from 7 Mile to the corporate table. That's how we do that. We have Ned Lachey here with us, also with D Sharp. He got the camera in his hand, always looking like boss, taking those pictures. But you got to build your circle. And what I love is net came in from California, from somewhere else. Unfortunately, people come in from other places and rise to the top. You know, we do want to encourage those from Detroit, you know, to start loving more in each other.
Absolutely.
Because I be getting way more love from people outside of the city. You know, I go all over and they want to know what's going on. I'm dropping names, you know. This one is doing this one is doing that. So, what I want to get into real quick, I want to talk business, okay? And I am a TurboTax expert for Intuit. So, y'all know. I'm also doing business loans, PPP, EIDL, like everybody else. But I don't have like, you know, it's not no hole in the wall business. I really do get you your money. But what I want y'all to know is there is a credit that y'all might not even be knowing about. It's called the Employee Retention Credit. And when you're doing your taxes, if you do have W-2s, if you retain them, go ahead and get that cash credit. It's 45% of the wages for each employee that you can get cash back on your return. Check that out. Also, I want y'all to know something else that I be schooling people on is the earned income credit. So you got two parents, right? We were talking about this.
Talking about it.
All right. So now let's talk about the wage earner that has a little bit more income. That person can do the dependency on the same child as the lower income taxpayer can do the earned income credit. Normally what happens, the higher wage earner, okay, won't get the earned income credit, but they need the dependency to keep their tax liability low. All right. And so what ends up happening is because they took the dependency, the earned income credit is not used. So you end up having a couple of $1,000s that isn't claimed for that child. Because you have that one parent that needs that dependent in order to avoid paying higher taxes. Okay, can't take the dependent off because then they'll be single. They are paying more than 51% of their livelihood, but they make too much to get the earned income credit. The earned income credit can then be claimed by the lower wage earner parent. So you're splitting that up.
Wow. Break it down then.
Break it down.
Because a lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know about that.
That's true.
They don't know about the employee retention credit. And also, of course, you want to get your recovery rebate credit. And that is if you didn't get your stimulus in March or December. It's really based on 2020. So once you file your taxes, then you'll be able to claim the money if you didn't get either of those credits. So if y'all need some help with that, 248-291-7338. Also, I want to pay a couple of more bills. We got Andy. He told me to call him Andy with the candy, but we're not going to do that. His name is Andy
with the candy.
I don't know what the candy is, but Andy over there, no, honestly, real talk.
I love it.
Myers Auto Sales just hooked my whole car up. So if y'all done see me riding around with my door busted. Y'all done see me. My door is fixed. It's fixed. Andy with the candy.
Andy with the candy.
You can't let people say whatever they want to say to you. Nat, you okay? Come back.
I'm stuck on that name. Tell him to come here. We need his energy. If he got a name like that, he's got to have some energy.
He's
to
funny.
match.
Yeah, he's over there. Myers Auto Sales.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're paying some bills there because they do throw some money for advertising. So if y'all want to get on the show, what I'm looking for are business owners. I'm looking for people who want to be a part of our team. We got a team over here called the Real Business Team. We do business showers. So if you have a new business, we'll give you a whole new launch, like a bridal shower. We want to launch your business. And we have a lot of products that you can choose from. So it's really nice. I'm going to let y'all check that out. You can go to trbtclub.com. You can also go to my website, which is usabusinessbuilders.com. 15 years in the game. I've never met anybody who has never made money working with me. I can tell you that. You will make some money working with me. I love it. So we're going to finish up, and we want Net to give us a little taste of the many years that she's been working on her craft. Sometimes you meet people and you're like, oh, you're an overnight sensation, but you're not. You've been doing this since 6 years old. So we're going to get her prepped up so she can get her song going. And we want to hear a little bit about what she's going to give us on her. Her album is coming out. Her EP is coming out. Yes. And get that earth and that soul. So we can hear that.
I am ready. I'm ready to take over the city. I've been doing a lot of taking over since I've been here for the past 2 years. But so you can find more information about me and when I'm releasing music on my IG, which is Instagram, for those who don't know. Instagram, NANETTE. You can find it on the page. .LASHAY. Again, NANETTE. .LASHAY. EP coming before the end of the year. Also, album completed before the end of the year. Single already almost done. So everything is, when you're cooking something and you know it's almost done, that's where I'm at. So I'm excited. But I do want to just give y'all a sample of what I do as far as singing the songs that the people want to hear, doing a nice mashup medley that, pretty much put you in a mood to just having fun. So I'm going to do a little something that I came up with. Well, actually, a friend of mine and I came up with this together. So we're going to get into it. Oh, yes, it is. I forgot. Gotta get into it. Feel the song. Is it real love?
Go ahead, girl.
Is it real love? Is it true love? Is it tainted love? Is it real love? Real love? Is it true love? Is it tainted love? Is it real love? You're my baby, my love, my lady. All night you made me want you, it drives me crazy. I feel like you were made just for me, babe. Tell me if you feel the same way.
Yeah.
And when you're not here, you don't know I miss you all time. On my mind is how much I wanna get to make you feel so good, just like I knew I could. Tell me if you feel the same way. Back, forth and forth. Let me see you forth and forth. Let me see you go back, forth and forth. Let me see you go. Oh, just in case I don't make it home, let me make love, make love. Just in case I don't make it home tonight, let me make love to you for the last time, baby. Can we make each moment like the last? 'Cause baby, you're all that I have. Just in case. Hey. It's a real love, true love. Is a tainted love, real love is a true love, is a tainted love. Yeah. He said, baby, when the sun comes up, I'm not home. Be strong. And if I'm not beside you, us two carry on. Tell the kids about me when they're old enough to understand. Tell them that their daddy was a good.
Yeah.
When the sun comes up and I'm not home, be strong. And if I'm not beside you, do your best to carry on. Tell the kids about me when they're old enough to understand. Tell them that their daddy was a good man. Yeah. Come on, Deitois.
Okay. What if he loves me and I accept it? All of my fears and my shame will be arrested. It's been suggested not to love hard, not to seek refuge when they seek to confuse you with the word caresses. But what if he needs me? How fast could I be there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Love you.
I love you.
I love you, girl.
Honey.
I love it.
It goes
So where do we
together.
go from here? You know, we got to get in the studio. That's the first step.
Let's go.
Yes.
You know, I got my own studio in my house, in my basement. So I'm ready when you're ready.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about BMI. We're going to talk about our catalog. We're going to talk about the getting on a mic, open mic, and people don't really have a catalog. They don't really have recorded music. And so we're encouraging original music. We're encouraging the publishing of music, get a distribution. If you need help, you know, out there, they can give us a call. We'll help them out. Also, hooking up with some good people who are also, you know, BMI registered, ASCAP, or I think it's BMI, ASCAP, and the third one is, what's the third one?
I forgot the third one.
CCAP. There it is. Okay. So now, let's say you got a really hot song, right? And the people that you're doing the music with, they're not registered. So you can't really get out there with them. So when I'm saying you're working together with good people that got their business together, you know? So you want to recruit producers and the musicians. Ask them, are you BMI registered? Are you ASCAP registered? Are you CCAP registered? So that when you're out there and you are on open mic, we're not just, perpetrating a hobby. You're making some money. Now, I got a couple of clients out there, 2 of them, Nandy's Knowledge Cafe and Artist Village. Okay.
Yes.
They're about to go BMI registered,
Yes.
which means that every single open mic performer will get a royalty check. And that's how we're going to do that. We're going to do it all across the board. Because they expect it. They need that. The rest of the world, okay?
Absolutely.
Everyone in all the other states, they're expecting us to step our game up, okay?
Absolutely. I'm ready. I know they ready. 90s, man, it's going down.
Yep. We're working on that. We're getting her BMI registered.
Yes. So
as
fun.
well as Artist Village. Yes, so we're wrapping up our show. We want to thank Net for coming in. I'm trying to get used to this live echo. So I feel like I'm a little bit like slow when I'm talking. I'm going to get used to that. I'm going to get it together.
When I was singing, I was like,
trying to get it together.
Figured it out.
We're going to be going down to Atlanta in the next 30 days. Check on my home, my people, my family down there.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to go, hit me up.
We there.
I'm going to try to avoid the All-Star game. When is that?
I don't know, but I'm going to be there.
I don't want nobody to know I'm down there.
Front row, honey.
I move inside. I'll be out the country like,
with the
hey,
movers
girl,
and the shakers.
hey.
With the movers and the shakers. Yeah.
We had a good show today.
Yes.
We did.
Always. It's always going to be a time.
You can come and co-host with me anytime. Sing, talk.
Talk shit. Can we talk shit?
Yeah, we're going to talk about whatever.
I love talking shit.
Yes, that's right. And we're going to have some new topics. We got some good people that are coming next week. We want to thank SDM Live. This has been about, 11 years in the game, working with this radio station. We were working with Mosi Box before. So people do not shoot up overnight. It takes a lot of hard work, sweat, and tears. So you got to give people their due credit.
Absolutely.
When they're doing a great job. We want them to continue on in their greatness, supporting our people. And you're really good with that. That's why I have you around me.
I thank you for being great. Because if you wasn't great, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, okay.
I feel that like-minded, we have to elevate ourselves. We have to be our best selves. You give that off and you teach as you just being yourself. And you teach people how to be their best self. And I thank you for that.
Thank you, sweetie. I love that. What I like is that I got to stay on the radio because the more you try to be better, people think you're competing with them. Let me tell you who I'm competing with. The old Gina, that's a bad mama jamma. That bitch. Okay. I gotta worry about her.
That's a capital B.
That's the one. That's the one to know.
Yes.
And I'm always looking over my shoulder. And you know who I'm worried about? The old me. So when people be thinking you competing, it's the old me. All right. So that's the fourth letter radio. My name is Rhythma Day Twa. We're coming straight from 7 Mile to the corporate table. We thank y'all for listening with us. We'll see you next week at 5 p.m. That's sdmlive.com. Thank y'all. See y'all next week.
Make a move, make it matter.
Yeah.
Forget the rest.
Are y'all feeling better?
You're rocking with the best radio station on the planet, SDM Live Unplugged.